Okay, hey everyone, my name is Harneet, and today we're going to be going over Microsoft Note, which is a digital notebook. So in today's objectives, what we'll cover includes the intro and pros and cons of Microsoft OneNote, how to access Microsoft OneNote, creating new notebooks, sections and pages, basic formatting and adding elements, viewing options and accessibility, as well as sharing and collaborating with other users. So a little bit of an intro to OneNote. OneNote is a program for note-taking and multi-user collaboration. It gathers notes, drawings, screen clippings, and audio recordings in one place. It's available to download on all computers, including Windows, Mac, and Chromebooks. And it's also available as an app for mobile devices. It's part of the Office 365 suite of products, so that includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and a few other applications that Office 365 has to offer. So some benefits of OneNote. It's a single place to enter, manage, and access all of your notes. You can add pictures, text, drawing, and audio recordings to your notes. It's cross-platform, which means the usage sync should be, accessible across all your devices. There's the ability to copy and link pages to be shared with other members. You can also categorize multiple pages, tags, and more. And all you need to access the basic version of OneNote is a Microsoft account. So how to access OneNote? From your computer, tablet, or smartphone, you can access the web version here. So that should be a hyperlink that you can click on after presentation. You can download the app from your App Store or Google Play Store. And to purchase an Office 365 subscription and get access to the full version of all Microsoft products, you can click on the link provided in the slide. So once you've opened the app or website, you can sign in using your Microsoft account. But if you don't already have one, you can create one for free. So creating a new notebook. The process starts as simple as clicking the button that says Add a Notebook at the bottom left of your screen. Following that, you'll be brought to a page where your recent notebooks are. After that, you can click the New tab above Recent, and from there, you can select a color of your notebook, and you can also name it and select where you want to save it in your files. So creating sections and pages. So you can further organize your notebook by adding sections and pages. To add a section, think of it as a chapter of your notebook. Click Add Section at the bottom left, and to add a page, click Add Page at the bottom right. So formatting your notebook. You'll see at the top of this, there are a few options, and they're similar to other Microsoft Office programs. Some of these options include italicize, bold, underline, highlight, font style, size, and color, along with bullet and numbered lists, headings, and you also have the ability to create your own to-do list that could be checked off as you go. And you can mark certain items as important, or you can even create a tag. So inserting elements into your notebook. So to do this, you'd have to click on Insert tab. Then you'd select the element you want to put in your notebook. It could either be tables, files, pictures, links, equations, dates and timestamps, stickers, shapes, and audio recordings. To record audio, you can record audio from your device using OneNote and store the recording in Notebook. From the Insert tab, you would click on Audio Recording, and it will start recording as soon as you'll be able to see the status of the recording and the level of your microphone as well. You may press the stop button or the red square icon when you're finished, then press the play icon, which is the green triangle, to play back. The audio file will be automatically saved to your notebook. So the drawing feature. You can add doodles to your notebook by clicking on the Draw tab. From here, you could choose the size, the color, texture of your digital pen, then draw images on your notebook. It also includes a highlighter and an eraser feature. But I think this feature is a bit easier to use on a touchscreen device, and it would be also helpful if you have a stylus as well. So some accessibility features. From the View tab, you can access some features that can assist people with visual difficulties. The first option would be Immersive Reader, where Microsoft OneNote will read your notes aloud to you. The zoom in and zoom out functionality, which allows you to zoom into your notes to up to 20-50%. And you can also zoom out for up to 25%. And lastly, notebook color and style, which includes a blank notebook, a line notebook, a grid type notebook, and many more. Also, there's a security feature. This is primarily with password protection. So you can choose sections of your notebook that you would like to lock so that others cannot access it without the password. So to do this, from the View tab, you'd click on the lock icon. From there, you'd click Protect Current Section. Following that, you'd create and verify a password, then click Set Password. And from there, you'll be able to now see, I guess, a lock icon next to the section that you have protected. And you'll need to input the password each time you want to access it. However, there's a few notes, so you cannot unlock an entire notebook. You'll have to lock each section of the notebook individually, and that this feature may not be available on the free web version of OneNote. Sharing and collaborating. So the notebooks will be saved to your OneDrive account. To share your notebook with others, you can click on the share option, which is located in the top right corner. From there, you can invite people to Notebook, copy a link to Notebook, or send copy of page. So here's a few alternative note-taking apps, such as Evernote, the Notes app, which is usually pre-installed on iOS and Android devices, Stickies, which is another application available on both iOS and Android, and another app called ProofHub. So now this brings us to the live demo portion of our webinar. So when you open the Microsoft, page for OneNote, this is what it should look like. To sign in, you'll see on the top right-hand corner, there's a sign-in option with a little profile icon. You'd click on the sign-in option, and it should redirect you to here. However, since I'm already signed in, it'll automatically sign me in, but it'll ask for a Microsoft account and your password. So to add a new notebook, you'll see under My Notebooks, there's a plus new, and there's also a manage and delete, which we'll get into a little bit later. But for now, we'll just create a new notebook. So I just click on the plus new. Here, I'll be able to select a new seniors, do that, and press create. You'll see that my notebook is created here called Cyber Seniors. I'd click on it. So I have my Cyber Seniors notebook here. So when you open your notebook, it should look something like this. Here you'll see the notebook as it is. And on the bottom left, like we covered in the webinar, you'll see Add section. on the bottom left. And then next to that, there's an add page section. So if I want to add a section, I would just click on the add section option. And following that, I would have to give a name for the section. So I'll just label this as webinar notes and press OK. And you'll see on the left-hand side, the section pops up. So first we have quick notes and then webinar notes. And the first line is usually an indication of what you want to title the notes page. So I just title this as notes in general. And following that, you can click below and you can start typing your notes. A few things to mention. We did cover a few styles in the webinar. So if you want to get a little fancy or change the font or the size, you have the ability to do so using this what you call it, I guess this font section right here. So if I want to change my font from anything other than Calibri, okay, I would click on that and click on something that might be more aesthetically pleasing or something that I might like. So for the portion, I guess I'll just go for Trebuchet. And you can start typing whatever you want. So, I'll just put my name here. And if I want to change the size of the font, what I could do is I could highlight the text itself. And you'll see right here on the font size, it's right now at 11, but you can go all the way to 72. So if this is really hard for you to see, you could adjust accordingly, but I'll keep it for like maybe 20. And a few more other options include bold, which we covered. So to do this, you just highlight the whole text as is and click on the bold icon, and you'll see that the text becomes bold. Similarly, you can do the same thing with italicize, or you can make your text italic by clicking on the italic button. So again, you just click on it and unclick on it to undo the changes. Similarly, you do this with the highlight with an underline as well. And again, you'll see that is changing it accordingly. Oh, and there's also the highlight feature. So if I want to highlight something, I could just click on the highlight feature and just click on the color itself. So I'll just go with cyan. But let me demonstrate, I guess, creating a new notebook or a section or a page. So we already covered how to add a section. I can go over how to add a page. So you'd click on Add Page. And here you'll notice that it's right now untitled, labeled as a title page. Again, you'd have to set a title for the section, or the page, sorry. So I'm going to put this as notes-2. And you'll see that it updates on the left-hand side accordingly. And let me show how to delete. So if I want to delete this page I just inserted, I would just right-click this on this page itself, and you'll see that I have the option copy, paste, and delete page. So I could just delete the page, and it'll pop up this, I guess, this warning that you're going to delete this page, and it won't be able to be, I guess, to bring back deleted page, you can go back and recover it later. But for now, we'll just delete it. And there we go. We're still back on the first notes page that I had. And let me show a few things like inserting a few elements. So if I want to insert a table, let's say, there's an option right here under Insert, tab Insert. You'd have to click on Insert, and you'll see that's the first option to the left. To add a table, you could select the size. So if you want a 1x1 table, all the way up to something like a 10x8 table, you could do that. So I'll just make a 2x2 table, maybe like a timesheet. So hours for some work. and then the one webinar. However, if I want to delete this, I believe I could just highlight the whole thing, and you'll see a delete option right here. So just press delete, and you'll see delete table, delete column, and delete row. I'll just delete the table itself. And you can also shade specific portions. So if you want, okay, you'll notice styles here and a few other things like color coding. So if you want to make this a different color than black, there's I guess a color palette you can choose from. So if something like this, let's say maybe you could have the rest of your text as another color. Home insert. Okay, so after colors, I guess we can go to clear formatting. So if you don't want something like this, if you want to just undo everything, there's a clear formatting option next to a paintbrush. If I click on this, everything will go back to how it originally was. So press on clear formatting, and you'll notice that the text size has become smaller, but it was, and the font has changed with the color as well. To add bullet points, there's a bullet point option right here. I would just click on it, and again, you'll see it. And to have another bullet point for the next line, you just press enter, and it will just accordingly adjust. Same thing can be applied for, I guess, numbers as well. So there's also, instead of bullet point list, you can have a number list, like shown right there. And a few more things to cover, then maybe let's go to the next tab. For left indent or right indent, you can see there's two options here, but at the moment I can only right indent. So if I were to make this a little bit indent to the right, you have the option to do so by clicking this button and make it back. And formatting, so aligning this to the left, the center, or aligning right. So if I want to make this centered, I can. If I want to make this to the right, I can also do that. And tags. There's a to-do tag, where if you want to make a tag, you could do so by just pressing to do, and you just have maybe like, I don't know, maybe a grocery shopping list. You could put like something like milk and etc. And once you, I guess, picked out certain items, you click on a box and you'll see a check mark. Again, you could also delete this by just highlighting this and pressing on backspace or delete, and it'll go away. There's a few more tags, but I won't go too in depth just for the sake of time. But we have the insert tab next. So I already covered how to insert a table. If you want to insert a file, such as like maybe an attachment, so let's go here, and let's say I want to put a diagram or a picture diagram. I have the option to do so. So let me just click on this, and you'll see the file is loading here. And if I click on this, not open this from OneNote, would you like to make a copy? Okay, so for specific files, I guess you'd have to make copies, but this depends on what you're trying to upload. But for this demonstration, the diagram I'd have to download. Excuse me. Print layout, and there's also the ability to also add your own pictures. So again, you could do this from your own files. You could insert a new picture from your camera roll or from online. So for the sake of, I guess, this demonstration, I'll just go to online. And you see there's a couple options over here that is showing. So let's say I want a picture of a dog. I'll just click on dog, and you'll see pictures pop up. So I'll just choose a dog, and you'll have the option to insert this using the insert button, and should load up. There we go. So you see an image of this, and you could drag your image as well. As well as if you don't like this, again, you can just press backspace or delete, and you get rid of it. Inserting links, pretty self-explanatory. So you could put this as a webinar link, and then you'd have an address. So for this, I'll just put a YouTube link. And you just copy the link itself and press Control V. And you'll notice that the YouTube link will come under the text named as webinar. You would press insert, and here you'll see webinar. But if I click on it, it directs me to YouTube. Again, you could delete this. And audio, another important issue, or another important feature. So if you would like to record your own audio, you could do so by pressing on the audio button. It's going to ask you if you can use your mic, so you'd have to press allow. And over here, I believe it's recording me at the moment. But if I'd like to stop this, I can just press on the stop button right here, a stop square. And there should be an option to play this back. So if I'd like to play this, I would just click on the file itself and press on play. And again, if you don't like this, you can just press or delete to get rid of it. Options, maybe math equations. If you're into math, you could do that here as well as emojis. If you like to see more emojis, there's a more emojis option here, but I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. If you like emoji, you just click on the emoji itself and it'll reappear. And draw, the last thing I'd like to cover. So if you like to draw, or if you like to draw in spare time, you could draw with touch, or you could draw with your mouse, however way you like. But I'll just do, sorry, not draw with touch. There's a pen and there's a highlighter option as well. So I'll just go with the pen. And at the moment, it's assigned to a black color, but if you'd like to change the color itself, you'll notice it looks like, I guess, an art palette or an ink color description right here. So if I click on this, you have the option to choose from red all the way to white. So I'll just choose something in yellow. And you can notice I can just doodle straight on here without any restriction. So I'll just put a smiley face. And if you don't like this, there's the eraser feature right here. It's a purple feature, and you just press and hold, and you get rid of it. Oh yeah, the view. So if you want your notes to read to yourself, I guess you would just click on. Sorry. You just click on the Immersive Reader tab, and I think it's loading it up. So here you'll just see that it pops on, and you can change the voice speed, so it could be slow as a turtle or fast like a bunny. The voice selection, it's pretty, I guess, pretty. It varies, so it's only for female and male. And text preferences, you could increase the size over here by clicking on these two A's. So right now I think it's at 42, but if I want, I can make this super large. I can increase the spacing as well, the font and theme. So if I want dark theme or some other features or themes, you have the option to do so. But for the moment, we'll go back and go over the zoom functionality. So right now we're at zoom 100%, but if you want to make this to 200%, you could do so by just clicking on the zoom arrow and just click on 200%. And you'll notice that the notes become way bigger. If you want to go for something even larger than 200%, you could also type it out. So I think if I just type in 250, it'll adjust to 250 and so on. But for now, I think we'll just keep it at 150. Page color, another thing. So people have trouble displaying maybe different spectrums of color. So you could change the page color itself. So if you don't like white as your page color, you can change it to blue, and it shows like something like light blue, or something like maybe apple green. But for the portion, I'll just change it back to no color. And rule lines. So there's a few options we covered in the webinar. You could have almost like a narrowed line setup where I believe it's going to look something like this. And you could type accordingly. I know it's not the best at the moment because of how big the text is itself, but if you're to use something else a little smaller, like size 11, it should fit a little bit better. And you could just keep typing away. To get rid of this, you could just go back to rule lines, and you could change it back to none, and it will just change it back to none. But there's other few options as well for college ruled, standard ruled, wide ruled, as well as grid lines. So if you want to maybe plot something like a graph, this is very helpful to do so. Again, you could use the draw feature to do this. So again, you could just doodle around here, but I'm just going to erase that, go back to text, and lastly, I guess the deleted notes. So you saw how we deleted one of our notes at the very beginning. So to access some of your deleted notes, you could just click on this deleted notes option right here, and you'll see there's deleted pages, and you'll see notes 2 right here. And you could access it, I guess, over here. If you'd like to, I guess, copy and paste it back to your original notebook, you can. And I guess there's one more thing. There's a help option. So if you're still having trouble with help with OneNote, there's a help tab where you can just click on the help icon, which is a little question mark with help label next to it. And it'll pop up a new, I guess, a new support page where, let's say you want to know how do I bold my text. And then dictate your notes, create a form with Microsoft Notes. So this might vary, but for some of the results or some of the questions you need to know, but for the most part, that's also another alternative for support or help if you need it. And that brings us to the end of our live demo. Thank you everyone for listening. If you'd like to learn this lesson with the Cyber Seniors Mentor, please go to our website or call the number on the screen to register for a one-on-one phone session. We also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. Thank you.